notice how it's kind of difficult to go to a previous version of Animal Crossing once you've played the latest installment for a while? While this isn't the case for everyone, most would probably agree that this phenomenon is due to the fact that each new Animal Crossing game brings so many different additions, changes, and improvements that make that installment superior to the last. There have been oodles of enhancements to this franchise over the year, and today I'm going to discuss 6 of the best. Hey y'all, I'm the Geek Apprentice, and yes, we are so close to Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's coming out this month. Well, technically it's still February when I'm recording this, but when it goes up this month. With this glorious game on the way, I wanted to take a trip down memory lane and discuss 6 of the best changes that have ever come to the franchise and why I think they were so good. Be sure to let me know some of your favorite improvements in the comment section below, because I'm sure your list might be slightly different from mine. I still remember my mom taking me to Best Buy so I could purchase a new game for my little pink DS. At the time I only had Nintendogs and I wanted something new, and while I had definitely played Population Growing for the GameCube, I had no idea there was a new Animal Crossing game, Wild World. One of the best things about this installment was the day your Nook store expanded to where this new shop was in the back of the store called Shampoodle, where Harriet, your hairstylist, would give you a new hairdo. I'm all about customization, so getting to change my hair was a big deal. After a certain point, I had to ask my mom to Google and print out a list of how to get each hairstyle, because it was kind of complicated. You couldn't just choose, and it's been like that to this day. Well, until New Horizons. Getting to change your hair may seem like an obvious addition now, but for those of us who started with Population Growing, it was a very welcome addition. But I guess rest in peace Shampoodle and Harriet for that matter, because in New Horizons you can apparently change your appearance, everything about it, just by having a mirror in your home, which makes sense, but kind of bittersweet. Maybe Harriet appears later in the game and she has special hairstyles with like highlights or glitter or something. Okay, the reason I say this was new in both City Folk and New Leaf is because what we got in City Folk was only a taste of potential. In City Folk, we are introduced to Kix in the city, and he is a shoe shiner. Kind of like with the hairstyles, you don't really know exactly what you're gonna get unless you have a diagram of how to get what you want. Thus, Kix's real star debut was in New Leaf when he had his own store where he sold socks and shoes. No longer were we confined to lace-ups and Mary Janes, if you will. We could have knee-high socks and tights and flip-flops and sandals and boots. So much better. And I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to Kix's role in New Horizons because it looks like he's selling more than just socks and shoes. Now he's selling things like backpacks. I was hesitant to put this one on the list, seeing as the most prominent features of being a mayor I didn't really use. Nevertheless, many adored this upgrade, and it was definitely a step in the right direction. That being having more control over the town and how it looks and functions. While I'm kind of sad to say we're not the mayor in New Horizons, it seems that us being the first guests on this island is pretty much akin to having all of those perks and then some. Alright, this might sound confusing to some, but the addition of lots of extra storage as well as top-down designing for a room came kind of at the end of New Leaf once you paid off all of your debt. Yet, if you're like me, you experienced the new way of designing first in Happy Home Designer. However, for all intents and purposes, for the sake of this video, let's just say it was all new in New Leaf. Look, I like to redesign my rooms every now and again, especially for holidays and different seasons, so I need a ton of storage to keep all of my furniture and clothing and accessories. I have a lot. And in New Leaf, once you've maxed out your house and paid off all of your loans, you get an extra storage room. It's easy to access and gives you a buttload extra storage for all your stuff. And if you've been around the Animal Crossing world for a while, then you remember the days of only being able to move furniture by pushing, pulling, and turning with your actual avatar, villager character, and, you know, the frustration of accidentally putting away the wrong item. However, in New Leaf and Happy Home Designer, you were able to switch to a design mode, if you will, which brought you outside the room and you could just move things with your stylus. It's those kinds of quality of life things that do a lot for a player's experience. And hot dang has Nintendo optimized this feature to the max for New Horizons. One of the biggest shocks of going from City Folk to New Leaf wasn't even being the mayor for me personally, it was the elongated character design. Villagers in Animal Crossing, we've always been kind of short and stout, pretty confined, but in New Leaf they elongated it, which allowed for a lot of new possibilities. Girls didn't only have to wear dresses, boys didn't only have to wear black shorts and then whatever design top they have. Villagers could choose from a plethora of different shorts and pants and shirt combos, and girls obviously with skirts now too. You newbies do not know how difficult it used to be to get your fossil donated to the museum. In the first game, Population Growing, it was dig it up, write a letter, attach the fossil to the letter, go to the post office, send it to the curators, someone that is nameless and you don't know, wait a day or two, get the letter back, they tell you what it was, then you take the fossil out, you go to the museum, you give it to Blathers, and he tells you whether he wants it or not. It was an arduous process, to say the least. With each new Animal Crossing installment, this process has gotten simpler and simpler, to the point where you just dig it up, take it to Blathers, he both identifies it and tells you whether he wants it or not in the same, paragraph. It's great. Yes, the old way made more sense and is more akin to real life, but we live in a village with animals. I think we can not have this be like real life. My point is, the original method was a drag. However, we did not know it was a drag until Wild World and beyond, when it got easier and easier, like I said. Without a doubt, one of the best enhancements to the series. So there you have it. Those were just 6 of my favorite changes and improvements over the years of the Animal Crossing franchise. I'd love to hear what your favorites were, or tell me in the comment section below some changes you weren't a huge fan of, things that you wish they would go back to the old way. Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, maybe consider joining the geekdom by subscribing, then checking out other content of mine. Huge shout out to all of my patrons such as Lorulian Sheep, Joking Batman, Cheap Seats, Sushi Bandit, Ryan Kirkland, and Ryan Harvey. Y'all's support of the geekdom is incredible and I thank you. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching.